Hello my dear and valuable friends, and welcome to this channel. I'm Tetivik, and today we're going to discuss who is that real woman? How does a real woman look like? Who is that feminine woman and how does her behavior need to look like? This is immensely interesting topic. If you're a woman and you would like to find out, how to become this real woman, this high value, high caliber woman, then this video is for you. And if you're a man and you're interested to attract high caliber woman because that's how you are, then also this is going to be very helpful for you, because then you will be able to spot these little elements that a woman of your desire has. Also think this video is for any age, and doesn't matter if you're a parent and you want to give a good upbringing for your daughter, or maybe it's your niece, or maybe it's your sister, you want to share this information. And at the same time, if you're already mature but you think that there is something lacking and you would like to improve yourself as a gender, as a persona, as an individuum, then this is also for you. I will also remind you that I always have private training sessions that I do separately for women and separately for men. There are a lot of exercises involved, there are little homeworks that are always given, and when we have this conversation, we also do a lot of tests together. And I have never had anybody who comes out not different. They always change for the better. And when they find out so much information, they also are so keen to use it right away. So it definitely helps. If you would like to have one of these training sessions, you can always contact me. These other videos that I make is just give you a little glance, how does that look like, what we discuss, what we do. But of course, private sessions are so much more in depth and so much more information involved. And this is between you and me, so I think that makes it very personal. All right, let's begin and see, how does a real woman look like? Who is that real woman? Let's find out. Number one, a real woman is a feminine woman. A real woman. A real woman is nobody like, men. Because that right away takes off the whole idea of being a woman. So a real woman never compromises her gender. She never compromises her roles. She never compromises her rights. She never compromises her dignity. A real woman remains feminine in all situations. She is feminine above all. And it's not about, dresses or lace. I adore lace, but even if I don't wear lace, I'm still feminine. Because clothing is very important for me and actually for any woman, but above all is your character. So your character needs to be feminine. A feminine woman, a real woman, is also a mature woman. She is not compromising her goals. She's not compromising her maybe career aspirations. She's not compromising her wish to have a family and have a children when somebody is triggering her. It's a very mature persona. A real woman, a real lady, is a lady who knows her value, who knows her worth, who knows what she wants from life. My question for you, do you know what you want? Do you know what is that you want from life? Oh, you will say, I want the same what everybody wants. But you need to be very specific. A real woman is very specific with her agenda of life. A real woman is very feminine. That's no doubt with that. She's mature. That's no doubt with that as well. But she's very specific. And she's not looking for validation from somebody else. So if a woman wants to make her career and she's not interested in getting married, it is her right and nobody needs to suppress her. Same way, if the woman is very traditional and she wants to get married, she wants to have 3 kids, 5 kids, 10 kids, whatever she wants, then it is her right to have that. We were sitting with girls after shopping and having some nice lunch. And we were just looking at people, laughing, showing our shoppings to each other. And one of our girls said, well, it's such a pity we don't live in times when, men are providers and this and that. And another woman said, well, I think it was such a pity when it was the older times because we were not having rights to work. And so everybody was saying their opinion. What is that they like about the Asian time? What is that they like, 10 years ago, 50 years ago? Maybe their mom said something, or their grandmothers, what happened 80 years ago. And suddenly I realized, you know what? That we live in the best time ever. You'll say, how comes? Look, every generation is always complaining that something is missing. Every generation is complaining that they have no rights for something. But let's look and let's face this. Isn't this the best time ever? Because women can choose their lifestyle. Women can choose who they want to become. Women can choose anything they want. If a woman wants to work, go for it. You want to study? Go for it. You want to open your business? Go for it. You don't want that all? You want to just get married? Go for it. You just want kids? Go for it. Everything is allowed. Everything is allowed. And I mean this in a very positive way, because in older times, our parents, they would be worried, oh, if they don't get married, it's a very big no-no, it's like an old maid, you have a tag, and that's nobody speaks to you, nobody respects you, and thinks something is wrong with you. Nowadays, we don't have that tag. If you never want to get married, it is your decision. Nobody's judging you. If you want to get married and that's your goal, that is also absolutely amazing. So what I want to tell you is, a real woman, she knows her worth, she knows her value, she's acting in a feminine way, in a mature way, but above all, she knows what she wants from life. That's number one. Yes, imagine that one big number one. It's a feminine lady. She knows her value. She knows what she wants. She knows the lifestyle she wants. It's a mature person behavior. So that's number one. It's a lot of aspects involved, but they're all connected. But if you want to have one word for this number one, is that lifestyle. She knows what kind of lifestyle she wants. Number two, a real woman is just a cute bunch of happiness. Maybe a year ago, I came from a date, and I had some videos saved. So I came from after the date. It was a very nice date, and we were speaking about women and men relationship. I love subjects like that, obviously. And I came home and I still had some thoughts from my man, that he was saying these different ideas, and I came and I just turned the music on, and I saw a few videos that I saved. And there was this video. It was a very interesting subject. It was just talking, the subject says, what is that woman has to have? And I thought, oh, let me listen to that, because we were speaking about relationship. It really triggered me. And when I turned on, it said, the only thing a woman must, the only thing woman should, the only thing is just mandatory for a woman is not to be beautiful. The only thing that a woman must is not to become a mother. The only thing that a woman should do is not only to be a feminine. You know what the video was telling? That the only thing a woman must is to be happy. This might be a revelation for you, but this is number two. When you understand as a woman, as a real woman, that this is the lifestyle I want, this is what I want in my life, you go for that. Number two, you need to realize that the only thing from everything in the world, from whole big menu of things and situations and thoughts and energy, is you must, have to, you should be happy. You see, I'm using very strong words. Must, should are very, it's like it's like very, very strong. And why I'm telling you this is for you to realize that, you see, if you are gorgeous looking, if you are real beauty, but you are not happy, that has no value. If you have an amazing career, you have beautiful, sweet children, but you are not happy, again, it's not worth it. There is no value in that. Again, if you're studying or you have your business and every day you're working and doing your projects and succeeding and raising money and becoming a millionaire, but you are not happy, it doesn't matter then. So I'm not saying you need to give up everything, leave your job, leave your university, leave everybody, your family, and seek for happiness in the sky. No, but I'm saying that if you have all that, but nothing is making you happy, then pause for a second and think, what is that I have to do to make myself happy? I'm not talking about your husband or your boyfriend, or if you are a man, I'm not talking about your wife or a girlfriend. This is relevant same way to a man as it is relevant for a woman. Anything anybody needs to do, the only thing is about happiness. But a real woman, above all, takes care of her happiness. My question is, what is that makes you happy? Not your mother, not your boyfriend, not your little dog. What makes you happy? What gives you pleasure? What makes you smile? Think about it. Is that when you are smelling flowers and buying flowers, or somebody gives you flowers, or when you take care of your plants? Maybe it's when you're drawing or when you're dancing. Maybe share your ideas. What makes you happy? Create a list of like 20, 40, 50 things that makes you happy. Maybe it's reading. Maybe when you're writing your poems. Maybe when you are making some I don't know, to dress. Maybe you have a designer skills. Maybe you can tailor things. Maybe you can sew. Maybe you can draw. Maybe you can dance. Maybe you can play music. Maybe you can sing. What makes you happy as a woman? That is very important. Maybe just taking care of yourself, making your hair makes you happy. Maybe going to the church makes you happy. Maybe gathering your friends together to go for shopping makes you happy. Or maybe shopping makes you happy. Whatever it is, make sure that you have a lot of it in your life. A lot. And I don't mean once in a week to be happy. Once in a week somebody kisses you and you are happy, that 3 seconds or 3 minutes, that doesn't count. Happiness needs to be very, very gradual, persistent, and very consistent. Every day you need to make sure you have moments when you're happy. So now sit down for a second, stop for a moment, pause and think, what did you do today that made you happy? Like 1 thing, 2 things, 3 things, but it needs to be a lot. Make sure it's a lot. So a real woman knows what she wants. She's feminine, she's mature, she's, motivated in her own way. She knows what she wants, but also she takes care of the second second aspect. She is taking care of her happiness. She's not addicted from anybody. She doesn't have addictions towards cigarettes or drinking to make her happy. She takes care of herself, her own health, her own body to make herself happy. And a man in her life is just a little dessert. It's not a main course. A real woman, for herself, she is her main course. When you go to the restaurant, you can have a little juice or a water or non-alcoholic mocktail in a start just before you choose the food, and then you can have a little starter. But then, to be fair, the whole waiting was for the real meal, for the main. And it doesn't matter, maybe your main is a salad or your main is a steak. It doesn't matter, but you are waiting for the main, because the main is the one that will feed you. And if you're fully full, maybe you had, your starter and the main and it's enough. You don't really need the dessert. That's fine. But sometimes you want dessert. The dessert is always somebody else. Dessert is a man. I always say men cannot be a main course, because that's a complete stranger. That is a completely different person. And even if you are living with this person 5 years, that person is a separate person from you. Don't expect somebody to make your happiness, grow. They can add little dots, little like sprinkles. They can put the cherry on top of your happiness, but the main course, the real happiness, is depending on you. So don't put that responsibility on anybody else, and don't feel like a victim or have a misery. Oh, if I don't have a man, I'm not going to be happy because I don't have a man now. No. Of course it's easy, because when you have a man it's a bit different, but if you don't have, it is still your responsibility. And number 3, a real woman is a woman of a high value. It's not a woman of a cheap price. It's not a discount woman. It's not a woman on sale. It's not a woman who is desperate. A real woman is never looking for validation. Not in the streets, not in the parks, not in the nightclubs. It's just not her interest. Can you, for example, look at somebody that you know who is a real woman in your eyes, and imagine that person? Maybe it's your mother, maybe it's your sister, maybe it's maybe some beautiful colleague of yours, and it doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man. Can you just imagine that person for 1 second, and imagine that person in like cheap stores, like in like a building site, in like darkness, you know, in a park in a night, in a nightclub. You will right away feel, no, doesn't suit them. And this is exactly how you should be. If you want to become a real woman, you need to isolate yourself from a specific people, from specific places, and from specific items, you know. If you cannot afford, you know, a coat that is 10,000, that is fine. Buy a coat for, I don't know, 100, 1,000, but at least, you know, it's a quality material. If you cannot, you know, afford to have the best meal every day, then have less food, but have a quality food. Don't have 10 things and they're all cheap and all wrong for your body. Have maybe 3, but at least you know they're nice, they're good for your body, they're nutritious. It's always about the choice. This is a woman of a dignity. This is a woman of a high caliber outlook of the life. She knows what is her worth. She never puts her worth down. She never allows anybody else to put her worth down, and she's always drawn to people who are like her. So let's have a look one more time. Number 1, a real woman is a real feminine woman. It's not fake, but it is this femininity that is always present. A real woman, as number 1, she knows that she's mature and she knows what she wants from life. That's a real woman. She takes care of that. She's responsible. Number 2, a real woman knows that there is only one thing she must do, and it's not about being beautiful, it's not about having money or getting married. She knows that the only thing in her life, the only goal she needs to really obtain and achieve is to be happy. You must be happy, otherwise there is no way to live here. What's the purpose to live if you're not happy, if you're not smiling, if you're not jolly? And lastly, a real woman has this high self-value, high self-esteem, high self-respect. She has this knowledge that she's a high caliber woman, and she goes for high caliber men, she goes for high caliber job, she goes for a high caliber neighborhood, because she knows she lives only one time. Make this one time count. If you're a woman, try to use these tactics to improve your life. And if you're a man, look for these women, because with them you can be truly satisfied, because they know what is the quality life look like. Thank you so much for your attention, and thank you for listening. I just want to wish you to be a real woman if you're a woman, or to be a real man if you're a man. And above all, the most important, don't forget to smile today and enjoy your life.